This and all episodes of the podcast have been brought to you by our generous patrons over at Patreon, the DayZ Podcast. If you're interested in finding out more about how you can support the show each week, then please click the link in the description down below to find out more information about Patreon, the DayZ Podcast. Thank you for your support. Want to help support the DayZ Podcast? Have you ever thought of having your own server, be it for DayZ or any other game? Well, Streamline Servers is now sponsoring the DayZ Podcast. Yes, folks, if you want to help support the DayZ Podcast, you can simply sign up using the link in the description down below and grab a server from this awesome server provider. I use them myself for my 2 servers here in Australia, and I have not had any issues with them. They're fast, they're prompt. The servers, they seem to be good value for me. And there's a lot more that you can do, whether it be a dedicated server, TeamSpeak servers, if that's still your thing, Minecraft servers, game servers, and they have servers all over the world. Network locations, they're based in Oceania and Asia, in Europe and North America and Canada. Folks, I have been very, very happy. I was using them as my server provider before I signed up to this agreement with them, as an affiliate with them. They offer DDoS protection, fast support, public network status and other features. And like I mentioned before, their servers seem to be quite reasonably priced. DayZ's all the way down here from $40.50 per month. And that's Aussie dollars as well, folks. Official servers hosted by Streamline Servers, rent or buy. It works fine for me, folks. If you want to do something to help support the DayZ Podcast, then simply click on the link down below and find out more about Streamline Servers and what they can do for you and the community that you want to create. Now, what else have you got in store for us, guys? Because that's the end of the awards.
Can we get some inside knowledge on what to expect for DayZ for 2021?
Yes.
For the people that know.
For sure. Okay, so I think it was covered a little bit in the review article and the review video that we posted out. Not to go too much in depth because the roadmap is still very much in production.
Don't say that word. Don't say that word. You're not allowed to say the word.
Which one?
Roadmap.
Don't say that word, Don.
Road.
I'm not allowed to say
No! Stop saying roadmap!
Why is that?
The Twitter trolls have already started. Someone's already clipped it and put it on fucking Reddit.
Okay, I'll make a note. Mention. Okay.
What about
No.
what about
I'm just
streaming?
seeing how many times I can say roadmap before.
What was that? Did you say roadmap?
No, okay. So
it didn't come through. Yeah.
we have some.
2015.
How do I say something in change of roadmap? We are planning some timeline events that will be similar to what a roadmap might look like.
Jesus.
Okay. So what you've seen in 2020 is basically the template that we want to carry on with in 2021, where you will see a healthy balance of new content, balancing, fixing, and general health of the game. But for the first release I think aimed for February, we are focusing on the stability of the game. You covered it in your previous podcast, I think Rainbow Six with the Project Health and stuff like this.
Yeah.
This is exactly the thing that we're doing. That the primary focus is stability. See what we can do on next generation to see if there's any improvements there. There's no promise. It's just looking into as we're getting our hands on the devices and having multiple devices to then test on multiplayer aspect rather than just a single testing of that. Also, the vehicles will have a lot of priority for the first update of 2021. After that, we'll probably continue with the frequent updates alongside the like hot fixes that are going alongside those as well, and maybe some increase of events next year, where that's Halloween or Christmas, but also to get some community events on the go, at least do it with the tools that we have available to us at the time, whether it's just on the cusp with community managers, but we have to wait for some more technology there to do some more event-based stuff. It's in the works.
Awesome. The health check, I think, is going to be really appreciated by people. Just to polish the game and give it that that look and feel that it really deserves.
Yeah, so I heard it on the podcast in the recent weeks that you've been live, and it's been parallel to what the studio is excited to look forward to bring a lot more stability to DayZ and keep it a focus. On the side of that, there are some ideas of some stuff in the works that we'll probably have a little bit of content to release with it as well. So it's not just a stability fix, and it means I can also produce a video, because I don't know what to do about not doing a video for one release. I was thinking about just having a character just sitting around and just seeing bugs be fixed. So you'll have flying cars that just land on the ground and stop floating, or people trying to glitch and they just, there are some ideas where I could do where I don't know what to do with the next update video, because it's not going to be feature heavy, let's say. Yeah.
But I think people will be able to appreciate it for what it is, though, Scotty. That it's a polished one, because there's so many things that people constantly bring up. This is not working well. This is not working well. G'day, Happy Bombs. How you doing, buddy? Okay, he's just joined and he's going to go silent.
Silence. No, give him a moment.
But
Stay right.
I think that would definitely be very, very appreciated by folks to get some polish done. And then start adding stuff again, because there's a lot of little things that once they get added to DayZ, there's always little, like the one I keep bringing up is beanies and flipping with a mask and a balaclava and stuff like that. Little things like that get polished. It'll just make the game look 110% better.
Yes, for sure. We have as you can imagine, extensive let's say bug list.
Yep.
That gets prioritized and worked on for each release, and targeting to fix those bugs for gameplay elements that are being added or features that are being added. And not only the bug list that is say it's not a static bug list. It's every build that gets done, or every internal build that gets done. A new introduction of bugs can be found based on QA testing. So you fix one thing, it breaks another. So it needs a bit of work and stability, and they want to clean up a lot of the database, the code, everything like this, and give it a good foundation for the rest of 2021 to build upon.
Yep. And how are you, Happy Bombs?
Hey, how you doing? Merry Christmas, everyone.
Merry Christmas, everybody.
Welcome.
Yeah. Happy holidays. Yeah,
you too. Merry Christmas.
I'm good, lads. I'm good. How are you?
Zombie Lee in chat. DayZ Silver Fox is here.
Giving Don a race for his money.
But yeah, no, that's really exciting to hear. I think the best part is that there's going to be continued support ongoing for DayZ, is what we all want to hear. And we did see the message about you're looking to expand the team as well.
Yes. We've been actively looking for a while. We've had, it just gets a bit tight. We're in pandemic and holidays and Christmas coming up as well. But we'll be continually actively looking for people to join the team. Yes.
Yeah, what sort of roles, or is this on the website?
It should be on the website. If not, then I'll have to kick someone Monday. But yes, it should be there, and it's extensive. It goes from animators to programmers to scripters to everything really that we're open to. Most recent post was about community managers, but it's not the it's not the focus of this 2021. We want to get some more people on board.
Just looking at the website now, seeing what view open positions. View open positions. So
take it easy, Amish.
Yeah, actually, that being said, I'm about to fall asleep in my chair here, guys. I think I'm going to have to head out. Been up for a while.
No, just stay for as long as I'm
You're
staying.
going to have to kick someone on Monday. It doesn't say anything for DayZ on there. Has something for
I will be
Fusion, engine animation project
there's a lead
programmer for
programmer.
Fusion, and then there's an unannounced technical animator and an unannounced environment designer.
Okay, I'll add it to my to-do list. Thank you for adding to my job list before Christmas.
Jakub, how have you been, mate? You're still one of our all-time favourite guests on the podcast, Jakub.
I don't know who he's talking to. I don't know.
I'm doing well. How are you guys?
We're doing well, mate. We're still going. This is episode 40 tonight, Brim.
I believe so. Yeah, 40 or somewhere in that vicinity.
Yeah,
I'm glad to see that the podcast family keeps growing.
it does. We're going well. We're going on to bigger and better things, and we're going to be taking a break and then coming back in the new year. Got some awesome guests lined up for the new year, and we're going well.
Woody, I told you this last time I was on, that this podcast is extremely important because it is a condensed version of everything that is happening in the DayZ community. And for the devs and for the community managers at Bohemia, this is gold. So just please keep it going as long as you can. This is really awesome thing that you're doing.
It's what we try to
That's
do.
awesome.
And, we don't just do it for you guys, we do it for everyone. And the feedback we getting to see the people who come into chat, we've got Amish and Ciao Sweet and got Lax Hawthorne in here. Bloody, how drunk are you now, Lax?
I'm just started, to be honest.
You're allowed to drink?
He's been saying that for hours, man. Unbelievable.
Are we allowed to drink?
He's gone full circle. He's started again. Straight
There
through.
needs to be one intoxicated person here. Come on, get him aboard. It's Christmas. Merry Christmas. Have a few
Just
drinks.
get Scotty drunk and have him tell you all the secrets.
Helicopters! Get him drunk. We want to know about helicopters.
Who's rolling for the recap video? Are we good? The cameras are live? I'm on.
I'm not talking about helicopters. I'm sorry.
Helicopters is probably.
Let's get the cars to work first, and then we can cover the helicopters. Okay.
What did Brody say
All right.
in chat there that I missed? Someone said, good
For real,
point,
Bordy, I gotta head out, Bordy, all right?
No worries,
I gotta
mate.
head out for the day.
All
All
the
right,
best,
take it
buddy.
easy, everybody.
Once
Thanks for
again,
having
cheers,
me.
guys.
Hey, dude.
See you
See you
later,
later.
guys.
Great work. Great work on the mod, mate. Unbelievable. Legend. Take it easy.
So from what I just understood, he said they're going to work on the cars and then they're going to give us helicopters. That's what he said. Is that what everyone else heard?
That's what I understood as well.
No.
What? Oh, I
People are
thought,
going to be clicking this down and just.
Can someone clip that and put it on Reddit now and tag Scotty?
Confirmed.
No.
Well, good thing I can remove that.
Uncle Titties, that's what I heard.
We're gonna start costing people with their fucking jobs before long. I can see.
This is why no one comes out. Like only previous developers come out and speak, and people like
Ready in weeks, not months, is what I heard. Yeah, okay, weeks, not months. That meme's never going to go away, weeks, not months. Poor Eugen.
well, how does one join the DayZ team again?
in multiple ways. You want to go the cleanest route?
Yeah. So if somebody wanted to join the team and help out, how would one go about that?
I would suggest going through the website, check in, but don't. I would give this advice to anyone going for any job, not just for DayZ job. Don't look at the active positions. Just fire an email. Find an email, even if it's not your position. I got into the game industry this kind of way. I sent a job application for a QA tester previous company, our previous gaming company. They checked out my CV, and thank God that their HR department's got some brains and figured a different position for me, which is project management. And they invited. Well, I had the classic reply, "Oh, unfortunately," and I was expecting.
Yeah, you've been. Yeah,
Oh,
had many of them before.
You just froze. Well, we lost him.
Oh, he's gone.
So
Something about, unfortunately, something
But
really
you
bad
can drop that
happened or
helicopter
something.
talk.
No, he's coming back.
so cars, then helicopters.
No, that's. Wait, hold on a second.
Scotty, if you don't say anything in 5 seconds, it's helicopters confirmed by you. 5,
No, he's
4,
That's not how
3,
it works.
2, 1. Helicopters confirmed.
Am I back?
You're back.
well. You're back, dude.
Your video's not yet.
Helicopters.
Your video's not. But you're back. You're back.
Okay, I'm back. We don't know what happened. It just. I didn't confirm helicopters, guys.
It was something about you got declined by something you thought was going to be declined, that you weren't going to get the job, and then something else.
For my job application
Yeah.
into the game industry, it came back with a default decline message. Unfortunately, blah blah blah, and they said within the same message, but we have this open position. Would you be interested? So I always encourage people just email. But for DayZ, email us, DM us. We're actively talking in the Twitter. I wouldn't say that's the best route, but at least it's a route that you can get an email address to find the correct path to go into it.
How hard is it for you doing this job, like coming onto a show like this when, we're only joking about it, but, Marx is probably already halfway through editing up a video, helicopters confirmed for DayZ, sort of thing, about how careful you've got to be with everything you say.
I also hope that there is responsibility on the person that is listening to whatever I say and to their own.
It's not the way it works.
Not just me, but if I'm saying something to like not twist or I have to be. Yes, it's difficult to say because I can't say my mind. I could just pause this, talk to Jakub, and say some random shit, and have no worry about what I said. Unfortunately, it's not that friendly out there. But as long as I can keep it in a high lift, jokey attitude, I can probably get away with.
What that means is that as soon as Scott goes to the toilet, I will tell you everything.
I think that humor's good though. I think
I've been here today. So last time you had Samrak on, and I couldn't kick him under the table. But here I can kick Jakub if he says.
I'm here to do the kicking.
How hard was this year for the team as a whole?
Very difficult. Well, I got to say, hats off to Bohemia and how they handled everything with the pandemic. I don't. As you can guess, it's home office for most people, where and if possible, there are some positions where it's not seen as possible, but their environment has been catered so the spread of any issues is minimalized. I gotta say, hats off to the team because we are doing meetings on Slack. Communication is continuous. Follow-up meetings. There are difficulties for sure, and some drops of communication, but I assume that's across the board with everyone. But for 2020, yes, we tried to stick to the plan as much as possible and reworked around the blockers and stuff like this, like features that were supposed to come a little bit earlier, made it later. For example, the Broken Bones feature was actually supposed to come out with the 107, I believe. And unfortunately, it had to be pushed back. But we work around that. We have to. But we made the most.
I think that most of the content from 2020 was done this way, where the majority of the team was on home office, and it proved to be working. So yeah, it's gonna be the same. Pretty much.
How's the morale in the team right now? Are they? Yeah, the reaction from the community has been pretty well, overwhelmingly positive to the state DayZ is in now. How is their morale? Because I know, for a couple of years ago when we were down to 3,000 concurrent players, it must have been pretty low. But are they feeling pretty good now?
I can't say on a personal level. I can only say what I'm feeling. That at the moment, for sure, we're riding the high the same way the players are, the community are, because we're providing something and it's working. So we get that good feedback come back to us, and we add that back into our retrospectives. And of course, the more that we do for our players, the players will do in return. Keep our COs happy, and our COs will keep us happy, and then we can feed that back into the game. It's a continuous cycle, and the more we snowball it, the better it will be for everyone.
Yep.
What's it like when you just go Shroud's playing DayZ? What's that like for you guys?
It's I try to avoid his chats a little bit because I feel a bit intimidated. With a lot of not just Shroud, there's a lot of you guys especially, and a lot of previous streamers and current big streamers. I don't want to step on anyone's toes or come in and act like the big boss DayZ guy, blah 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 blah. So I feel a bit intimidated coming in with people that having that much experience, and I'm just taking notes from these guys, what they're saying, and take the best of what I can. I'm only privileged that he will come back, but as I say, as a gamer or someone that not as a taking my Bohemia hat off right now on my DayZ hat off and talking to you as a gamer, it's great seeing such a person come and work for the place while I'm come and play the game I'm working for, or it's yeah, for sure, it's very big.
And it's been fairly positive what he says.
I like the comment or the talk he had when he announced that he was coming back to DayZ, that he wants to just play the games he wants to play without anyone giving him some influence of what he wants, and it's really top hats off to him that he's not being pulled and he's just doing it because he enjoys DayZ, and I'm really happy about that, whether that's Shroud or any other gamer or streamer.
So you mentioned you're looking at some community events next year. Are we looking at maybe the return of Survivor Games?
I've got no details to share. Unfortunately, sorry, I can't cover this topic. I would bullshit you a little bit. I would try and bullshit. If I know a little bit of something, I'll try and give you a little bit, insight behind that. But there's not much, and you're trying to give me some liquid information.
But look, honestly, that would be my advice. Yes, if you could come up with something else, that'd be great. But I know you guys, most people know, not everyone, I almost said everyone knows, but most people know that Bohemia now owns the rights to Survivor Games. And you've only got to look back at the hype those events created back in the day. We've got our Deathmatch and Battle Royale event coming up in about 50 minutes' time now. But that's small fry. You look back to the events that Brian and Soma and the rest of the crew from Survivor Games used to run. They were the shit back in the day on Twitch. And if you guys could get the likes of all the big names, the Running Mans, Lax and Shroud and God knows who else in, and do the qualifiers leading up to it, so some smaller guys get a chance to play with the big guys as well, that would be just... I know I've mentioned this to you a few times, Scotty, and I think I even mentioned it to you, Jakub, but Survivor Games was probably one of the best ways to represent what DayZ is. That it's not just a battle royale like PUBG, grab a bit of loot and then find a gun and kill people. It was, you had to maintain your character a bit. They ran for 3 hours. They were the perfect event for showcasing a game as complex as DayZ. So that would be my advice. I don't know what the rest of you reckon. What do you reckon, Fishy? And welcome, by the way.
Well, thanks. No, it was obviously one of the things that I loved. Community events, honestly, I think were one of the greatest representations. They tried to do it as a standalone, and I think it would be great to bring it back to the roots. It's never been as fun, really. And some of the current map mods that are available, I think, would be really interesting.
Yeah, because I'll clarify, when I say bring back Survivor games, I'm not talking about bringing back the game that they tried to make, it was sad what happened with that. I'm talking about returning to the old format, the big 3-hour show-stopping events. I don't even think it would make a great game format to be released as a standalone mod, but as something that Bohemia ran, would be absolutely fucking amazing for the community. What do you reckon, Happy?
Yeah, it's you don't need a standalone game or mod for that. You can do with a bit of planning, a bit of work behind the scenes, like with my True Colors stuff. If you make the best of what the game can do and you make an event out of that, and it can be done. It can be done. It just takes a bit of planning, getting people on board, and yeah, people love them, man.
Yeah, they were the shit. I was just absolutely punch him again until he says yes, Jakub.
I already said I'm trying to look at some community events that I can try and do for 2021 that with the tools that are available to me, not adding to the tools, but what is available to me, and hopefully bringing on the 2 community managers. It'd be a good time to segue them in. We have Lynn and Carolina. They're our new community managers. They will be active in most of the Twitter and Facebook and Instagram and every other social platform that you can think of. It's something I want to run with them. Alongside that, I would like to start some official DayZ streams, maybe on a Friday during the experimental or on around that time when the devs are playing the rest of the team are playing the experimental. But I would be looking to do something on the stream and get involved with some events for sure.
So what, you're telling me that the devs do actually play DayZ? Shock horror, who would have thought that?
Everyone
play DayZ?
Except for Sundar.
Everyone plays. We all play. Even this is for the console player base. I'm more of a console player, so I'm playing DayZ on the PlayStation 4 every night. Every night I'm coming home pretty much. I've got it rivaled with FIFA, Call of Duty, and Red Dead, and now Cyberpunk, and jumping in DayZ now and again. And I really enjoying it, playing it with the team and family for sure.
Is there much collab between the Arma 4 team and DayZ?
Studios share resources for sure. Across all of our projects.
Because Arma 4 is being developed on the Infusion engine as well, from what I understand. I brought this up, I think, when we interviewed Sumrak Brim, but my hope here, and we're bringing it back to that horrible word you don't like, but Arma couldn't be released without helicopters, so yeah.
I can't say anything on this topic.
I'm like a dog of a bone, mate. I'm like a dog of a bone. I always thought that helicopters didn't interest me until fucking Jakub did them on with the expansion project, and I actually found myself really enjoying helicopters. They did add something.
Again, I can't say anything.
The silence says everything.
Just drink up some more there, mate. Can you top him up again there, Jakub?
It hurts not to say too much. There's stuff I would like to say. Okay, there's stuff I would like to say, and I'm really pushing on the team as well that I would like to release more information. As the team keeps relaying to me that we promised in the past, people promised too much or promised, and things got out of hand, and hype went on, to the fault of DayZ and DayZ devs, they rode that hype. They didn't even try to like kind of cushion it, let's say.
Yeah.
And I think that there was some faults in the past that has caused a lot of people within the dev team and during the marketing team
to say anything
more. Yeah, to be a bit more hush. However, I am a little bit more open, and I want to feed it in the correct way that it's not overhyping something. Okay, so until I have, say, certain facts, dates, and working feature, let's say, then I will start to then kind of tweet.
Perfectly understand that. I think I replied to someone on Twitter when they were asking you guys to confirm something, and I said, look, mate, based on the actions of people in the past, I doubt you could get the DayZ team to look out the window and tell you that, yes, the sky is actually blue. They're just very reluctant to confirm anything. But that doesn't mean we're not going to have a bit of fun with it every now and then.
Yeah. I'm surprised you guys were talking about fixing cars. I would have thought you guys would have just kept quiet, rolled that out, and then once you could confirm it's fixed live, then you would say it, not announce it.
I kind of like it when you do that, when you just surprise us with something.
No, it's not. It's okay. So it's got to be open. It's no lie that the vehicles need work. That's for sure. Physics, driving, and everything around this needs work, and it's a focus. And I don't mind sharing that as sharing it from my personal point of view that it's needed, and the team is good to work on that.
Yeah, even like the tweet you guys did with the return of the flare gun. Just that photo with what could it be or something like that, I think was simple, and it was great. You know, it got a nice buzz going in the community, Happy Bombs. People all looking at it going, what is it? I picked it straight away as that's a flare. That's an obvious one. But little things like that, Happy, they really energize the community, whether it be on Twitter or Reddit or...
Yeah, completely. It's like a little buzz all of a sudden. It's like an injection of excitement again, isn't it? Every now and again, and
yeah,
it's time in those. I guess they call it like beats of interest and excitement and stuff. It just keeps everyone going. Sure.
Tease us. We'd love to be teased.
It's something that I introduced recently. The flare gun for sure, and the M3S audio.
Yeah, the soundbite. Yeah.
Yeah, for people to guess into this as well. And Samrak was even teasing the same sort of thing. He's releasing codes to the community for them to hack and get involved in this. And something that I would like to do in the future as well for people
to talking, doesn't it? It gets people talking, and the
Samrak's Namol's release was just marketing 101. It was just brilliant. The hype he had, all those people, Fishy, just going around those different servers looking for the clues and stuff like that. It was absolutely brilliant.
It was genius. It was a genius. And years ago, I actually tried to get a community event going with the Gents of Novo. Similar, I wanted to utilize notes, which eventually got taken out of the game. But I wanted to have a similar thing across multiple servers. Different clues. The event would run over a period of days or maybe even 2 weeks. That's as far as it got, an idea, but it was genius. Honestly, I'm in love with how he did it. Didn't release too much. We already knew what it was going to be. It's not a surprise per se, but just built it up into something. I said, it took me way back, years back, gave me that same feeling when I first found this game. First started playing standalone, that same feeling. Loved it.
More of that, and you will have a very, very happy community, Scotty.
I think we're starting to have a very happy community already. It's really, really...
We are. The community is just reinvigorated at the moment. And it always annoys me, and it was great getting to know the likes of Jacob Mango and Clement Dab and the other modders, Keegan and Daone. That probably one of my favourite moments so far has been when I did the spotlight on the expansion mod. And the expansion mod, it's died off a bit of late for various reasons, but everyone was in expansion we trust almost. It was going to bring back DayZ and all the rest of it. But they were absolutely adamant the whole time through the interview
that nothing they did could have been possible without the help of the DayZ team. The state of the game enabled them to create the mod that created so much hype around the game. And it always frustrates me, Brim, when I'm in chats and that, and people are saying, if it wasn't for mods, DayZ would be shit still. But they don't even want to listen to you when you say to them, but without the game being in the state it is, I think I put somewhere a fairly stable core game now, and I got shot down, Brim, over fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I mean, exactly. That's the thing you say, isn't it? At the end of the day, the mods can't exist without DayZ existing. The mods are created purely for DayZ.
Exactly.
So if you don't have that core engine, if you don't have that core bit in the middle to start in and spread it out from, then there is nothing. You don't get Dr. Jones trader mod, you don't get expansion, you don't get Namalsk. So at the end of the day, I think a lot more credit does need to be given to the dev team, and I think you'll be hard pressed to find anyone that disagrees with the idea that the last sort of half a dozen or so handful of updates to DayZ have really made big changes. They've squashed a lot of those those B words, those features, and they've added a lot of new things that we thought we'd never see again. So
we don't say that here.
That's why I said the B word and features. Someone else said bugs, and I don't know who it was.
It was Jacob Mango, the naughty boy.
Yeah, well, I gotta say it because my internet crashed. That's a bug.
It's a feature.
That's a feature of pretty much the fucking internet nowadays, I think. But
just a reset of the router.
Yeah, like you say, if
I already reset that once.
If DayZ's not in a state where it you can build the mods off it, then there is no mods. So I think a lot more credit, especially with the last half a dozen or so updates, I think a lot more credit does need to go to you guys for really bringing forward more things that the community have been asking for years, like the broken limbs. It's something that I remember when it came out, I put it on the agenda for that week's episode, and I just remember saying, I think, where did that come from? Because there was no. You guys are very good. You're like poker players. You keep it very close to your chest, and we don't have any inkling that something like that's happening. And then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, by the way, guys, we're your legs are going to break tomorrow. Okay, we'll have that then. It's things like that are exactly what we need, and so yeah, I think the game's definitely in one of the best places it's possibly ever been in. So, and like you say, with you guys looking forward to 2021 with the the health changes and things that we mentioned on the podcast over the last few weeks, that just shows that there is a willing to keep going, and that there's, as Boydie said many a time, there's life in the old goal yet. DayZ's going nowhere.
It's amazing that this game is 7 years old now, Don, and it's still going from strength to strength. The numbers are almost back at where they were when it first released. The standalone that I'm talking about here, not the mod.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, especially coming to console, it's a whole new sort of audience as well. And console players, it's like a bit of a gateway drug to the PC world. There's so many people in my community that have, I just bought a PC this week, or will this PC run DayZ? I'm like, well, yeah, let's have a look at the specs. Yeah, for sure, that'll work. So. Yeah, there's a lot of people changing over to PC simply just for DayZ, just to get like that, obviously, that PC experience.
And the announcement
that
you
guys
on
console.
Sorry,
there's no mods on console.
No, just
no.
The changes to the files, the XML files, and stuff like that. But derailed my train of thought. What was I going to say?
Next gen consoles.
No, it was more about does it amaze you the numbers that are still involved in the game after all this time, Scotty?
Sorry, rephrase the question.
Does it amaze you the numbers that are still involved in both playing the game, watching the game, and that it's the curve, we've flattened the curve, and now we're climbing back up again with the numbers that are interested in the game?
Yeah, I actually came in just before, let's say, this wave would, let's say the wave started to increase just before Livonia release. just as the Livonia release was hitting, you were seeing bumps of players starting to come back and have a look. And then from then we had Steam free weekends for people to also get involved. We had the likes of the expansion drop in, the frequent updates, Summit and Shroud, and I forget his name. There was another big streamer, all streaming at the same time, added to the CCUs of Twitch, and continually from there with each update, more and more players are coming. So again, snowball that. We'll do more and continue running that.
It's amazing what's happened. It is truly absolutely amazing to see the game getting the numbers and getting the interest and, you know, just the love again. And I really hope that people are spreading the word that, you know, it's not just the mods that have brought DayZ back, but it's also the state of the game that has allowed these mods to, you know, like Namolsk won those 2 awards, best mod and best map. And like Don said in his video, that Namolsk has reinvented DayZ for so many people. I've lost track of the amount of times I saw comments from people that I was losing interest. And, you know, because you do. You know, you can only play a game for so long. There's only so many nerds like myself who are pretty much stuck with DayZ regardless. And it's totally understandable. It's not a bad thing that you get bored with a game or you're just not happy with the state it's in. But now the core state of the game is such a point that things are being done to the game that people didn't even know were possible. You know, we talked about it before. The reactions, Happy Bombs, to people having their first EVR storm. We had no idea that could be done. No, you're muted, mate.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can. We can hear you now.
Yeah. Sorry, boys. Yeah, completely. The amount of times I hit every time one's going to happen, the amount of times I hit record just to do it again because it's just wild. It's wild. I don't think you'll ever forget that first.
No.
Storm, man.
Brim bloody robbed me of mine. He gave me a clip that showed what happened, and I was like, oh my god, I didn't get to have that happen. And then I found out that I wouldn't have had it happen in any case because I had post-processing turned off. And you have to have that on to get the full effect. So twice I'd gone unconscious and just not known why. I was like, what the hell's going on? And yeah, turns out it was an EVR storm. But I'm excited to see what else people can come up with now, Jakub. There's
a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. Any hints for us? I know you guys are working on stuff.
Well, we're doing bikes and expansion and releasing that as a standalone mod, but yeah, there's a lot that can be done with the game. It's just you got to have the time, dedication, and yeah. Mount Guru said actual helicopters. That's like possible, but again, it's not the game that's limiting. It's how much time can you put to making it that's limiting.
Yeah, that's a hats off as well. Like yes, for sure. With Adam with Namolsk, really hats off with him. He's working 110% on DayZ standalone. And then somehow he finds the energy and time to unravel this great feature that he released and map he released. It's actually really surprising what he's doing behind the scenes and also opening or raising the bar, let's say, of what other people are able to do or collaborate on.
I think that's nice to see, isn't it? It's someone that's so committed
to
their work and their passion, their hobby, and it's just complete hats off to him.
It is. It would be remiss of me not to ask, having you here, Scotty. What is the go with extra maps or stuff for the console player? I know primarily here on the podcast we are focused more on PC because most of us are PC people, but that's probably the biggest cry we hear from that community. You know, they're all looking on in envy as we're running around on Namolsk and Winter Chernarus and stuff like that. Is there any plans? I know you probably can't say nothing, but if I didn't ask, I'd probably get hung, drawn, and quartered.
Yeah, for sure, you can ask, but it's not less. it's not something I can really discuss as such a sensitive topic. There is ambition for sure to look into something like this, not only for the console but for everyone across all platforms. I think we would be, if it was targeted just for console, then we'd be starting to be killed from PC players. Why are we not getting this?
Is there any games that have on console that allow private mods to be made? Does anyone know of any?
With Sony, I believe that they're only restricted with in-game assets. So, for example, of Skyrim, they only are allowed to mod with the assets that are in-game. They're not allowed to import anything that's not within the files of the game. Other than this,
ship mods is game updates.
I'm sorry.
Ship mods is game updates now. Then.
Yeah.
Just joking. Yeah.
I think 4's got some.
Again, I think they are limited within the assets. They're only allowed to use assets that are in the game files. I'm trying to think if there's anything else like heavily modded on console, but I don't think so.
Because that's the other big thing they're always talking about is, when are they going to get more guns like we have on PC? And it's, we try to explain to them that this is PC. It's easier to do modding on PC. What were you going to say, Jacob?
Minecraft, that has modding on console. We can add in custom texture packs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, true.
Has anyone... Oh, sorry, Don.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, I was just going to say to Scotty, how much, we had these 4 updates this year. We've got the M3S truck and the broken limbs. Were they sorts of things that were always coming, or was it sort of like, everyone's very vocal about having these back, let's focus on bringing them back? Or what?
No, that was a focus for a long time, but the priorities were set at the time based on what the current game build was like. And it wasn't a feature that would have given any impact during that time. So it was carefully thought out alongside community feedback for sure. There is analytics that has to be brought into play. There are community feedback that has to be brought into play, and then the game lead and his direction, and also then getting that approved with higher ups as well. So there's a lot of factors that come into play, but for sure the community outcry for such features does impact and for sure helps, but not necessarily guaranteed.
Driving sort of thing, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, excellent. Yeah.
There are many features that you guys could probably list to me right now that you want, and it's most probably on our list to consider and have a look at. But the focus will be beginning with stability, release of a small amount of new assets, weapons, melee, something within the lore of the game, and then continue the same template that we had in 2020.
Probably another question I have is, have you guys ever thought of working with some of the modders to implement some of the stuff they've come up with, or is that not viable?
I believe it's already happening. There are a few people on the dev team that have this relationship with the modders. Some modders, I don't know the details about it too much, and I can't really comment too much, but I think there is already some cross-collaboration happening, or if not happened, for sure it's happened between Bohemia and modding, or else we wouldn't have DayZ in the first place. But yes, yeah.
Okay, that's good to know. Has anyone else got any questions for Scotty while we've got him here?
Keep it easy. No helicopters.
Anyone in the chat? Anyone in the chat?
I like what Polsky just said. The biggest collab between devs and modders is that the lead or the project lead is a modder, with that being Sumrak.
Yep.
But yeah. Guys, I want to thank you so much for taking your time to come in. Thank you so much for the last year of DayZ. I know when all this COVID stuff first started, everyone was like, "Oh shit, they're not going to get their 4 updates done this year." But we have had a couple of questions come in. Okay, so Chamber, I don't think they're going to be able to say anything about a specific like that. But how about weapon resting, firing from vehicles, or carrying and dragging players? I'm guessing that falls into your last statement about it's on our list of things to look at.
Yes, it's on. It's something that's been looked at and asked for. Let's say there are a few things that are limiting to us in regards to animation, and we have to expand on our animation team to make that work. One of the features that rolls into that.
I have to ask Foxy's question. Can we use Arma 3 assets in DayZ? Silence. He's not even saying anything.
I would have to research that question.
Can one of those assets begin with the letter H by chance?
How is modding support for consoles coming along? We talked about that a bit before, Keegan. I think that's on the list of things to look at. What's next for next-gen consoles?
That's not just a DayZ problem. I think that's a lot of studios have this problem that people want modding within their game, and respectively, I can see why you want to like adapt your game. You want to give some different feelings or get some different gameplay from a game that you love, and I definitely understand that. It's not an issue or a blocker that is, let's say, DayZ related or Bohemia related. It's Sony, it's Microsoft. It's a lot of hoops. It's a lot of legality. It's a lot of corporate bullshit, let's say, to jump through to make something work like this.
Oh, and just to clarify for you as well, you don't need to do any research on the Arma 3 assets. We know the answer to that question, and it's a no.
Not one I'll put my foot in, but I'll lightly speak about it because it is another hot topic. Was cross-platform support. Yes, it's something the team we are looking into. We know that it's not possible between PC and console for us on our engine or our tools that we have. There is possibility we're looking between Xbox and PlayStation, and there is some hiccups or some faults within VoIP at the moment, voice over IP. But it's something that could work, but it's not like let's say a focus. It's just something that we are looking into. Hey, has there been any progress on this, and then try and push into it a little bit more. But there's no official statement behind it yet.
It's nice.
Sorry, just replying to a message in chat. Someone asked if there was a list of who got all the awards. I'll be doing up a video for that probably tomorrow or Monday, Scotty. But yeah. Okay. I think that pretty much covers it because most of the other questions are all asking for specifics, which you've said time and time again, even though I keep impressing you on helicopters, that you just can't do it. You need to drink more of that glass. You're starting to open up a little bit more.
Grab the bottle.
It's not that we can't do it. There's also a thing. It's not that we can do it or we can't do it. It's just that I'm not going to talk about it. I'm not confirming that we are doing it, that we're not doing it. It's just that I can't, say anything about it.
Don't worry. Chat's saying hell is confirmed. It's all good, mate. You can say whatever you want. We can read between the lines.
He's a politician.
I'm being careful. Yeah.
Okay, so I think we need to start getting ready for the deathmatch event very soon, folks. Scotty and Jakub, thank you so much for coming in, guys. Really appreciate it. Give our love to all of the team. We're loving the way that DayZ's been lately. It's just, it's such a joy and a pleasure to be... to have been on this ride all these years through the dizzying highs and the terrifying lows, and now we're back to some dizzying highs again. It's amazing. Keep on doing what you guys are doing. You're fucking killing it.
Have a great Christmas, guys. You look after yourselves.
All the
Thank
best,
you
guys.
so much. I hope to touch base with a few of you a bit more. I will increase the communication for everyone in the future.
Yeah, keep the Twitter attitude and the attitude on Reddit and all the rest of it. We love it. We love seeing our baby fucking fight back and give it to some of these people.
Great. Cool. Thanks for having us on, and Merry Christmas, Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
Yeah, Merry Christmas, guys. Merry Christmas.
Have a good one, guys.
All the best, guys.
Cheers, mate.